What the fuck is going on, guys? It's episode 19 of the bq.POV podcast. So, real quick, we're gonna hop straight into the show, dude. I'm gonna get the intro and we're gonna go right into it. So, all right, first 100 episodes of the show. I'm not telling a single person about it on planet Earth no matter what. I always think if I'm sitting here on the side of the road so much that maybe someone gets suspicious and says, "Oh, you know what? That motherfucker over there's been sitting in his car every day for the last 100 days. I wonder what he's doing. I better call the federal, you know." So police come over and they say, "Hey, fuck you doing?" And I say, "Oh, I can't say anything about," that would be so, wow, what an awkward start to the show, huh? It's all good. See, guys, right now, I would be restarting, but that's the rule of the show. No edits, no cuts, no editing anything out. So it is what it is, but maybe we'll get better. It was a good joke in my head, but imagine the cop comes over and he says, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I say, "I can't tell you." You know, how well would that go over? I mean, I don't got to say shit, but hey, I'm actually recording a podcast, sir, and you're the only person on planet Earth that knows that, so can you just keep on a down low, please? He'd probably go back to his car thinking, "The fuck? I don't even know this guy. Why would I tell him?" Whatever. All right, not telling a single person about the first 100 episodes at all. Not doing any collaboration with anybody on the show at all. Nobody knows I'm doing it, so can't contradict rule number 1 there. Every podcast must be at least 20 minutes long. Every podcast, or no podcast can have any cuts or edits. I already said that. And what was the last one? No, what the fuck was the other one? Oh, and a minimum of 5 podcasts uploaded per week. So those are the rules of the show, and the only reason why I have these rules is just so that I can get, I guess, momentum rolling, so I can get the first 100 shows out there, get over that fear of speaking and having other people hear what I have to say. Because as of right now, there's been 0 listeners, obviously, because I haven't promoted the show. And maybe if I did promote the show, I would have 1 or 2 or 3, maybe 5, 6, 7, who knows? Anybody who's ever curious about me recording a show would click on it, but I don't think there's an interest in what I have going on that would make somebody listen, other than the fact that maybe I'm their friend or their nephew or their son, their brother, grandson, whoever I might be to that person or friend. So, yeah, no listeners, so it is what it is. But we're 19 podcasts in right now. We're literally a fifth of the way there. That's so crazy to think about. We're almost 20% of the way to 100. And so thinking back to when I first started on episode 1 versus now, I've definitely made a lot of improvements, not only in the way that I'm communicating here, but also in just the podcast itself and the way that I'm kind of getting shit set up and figuring out my style and how I like to talk about things, and I guess some experience there, so that when I'm live on somebody's show, I don't say the weird, stupid, awkward bullshit and then try to laugh it off like it was funny, like the start of this show. And I'm actually bringing a lot more attention to that than need be. It was fine. It's not a big deal. But yeah, so the purpose of this whole show at the moment for the first 100 is just to document the journey for where I'm at right now, which, I don't think is going to be as valuable as it could be because I'm doing a show every single day. And so for the first 100 episodes, if somebody were to do one show per week, that would be 2 years worth of experience and whatever that they're going through. But because I'm doing one every day, that would be 100 days. And not a lot will change in those 100 days. I mean, I guess a lot could. But as far as what I am anticipating the podcast is in the direction that it's going, I'm not going to start a multi-million-dollar business. I'm not going to, do these massive things in the next 81 days. Kobe. So yeah, so it's not as valuable as I think it could be, but it is what it is. So we're going to keep going, and by the time we get to 100, we're going to have a game plan figured out. We're going to get that going, and we're going to start executing on a different type of show and podcast. I'm going to start bringing in people. I had a few ideas for the show, actually. Okay, I love how I started the show with, we're going to dive right in, and I'm not diving right in. Dude, I hate when people do that shit. Okay, so here's the thing. I hate when people have massive ass intros to their show or to the YouTube video or to whatever I'm watching. If I click on a video, just so I can make an example. If I click on a video and I'm wanting to know how to use a microwave, okay? if I click on that video, I want that video to start with, okay, first step, and I want it to start that way. I don't want it to start with, hey, this is Bryson, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to show you how to open a microwave. So, step number 1, you're going to need a microwave. And then, it's like, dude, no shit, dude. That's why I'm Googling how to use a microwave. So I hate that. And I think what I've been doing here is a little bit different than that. But I think I've said this before, but I've always envisioned that my intro is literally this. Ready? Hey guys, welcome back to the blah 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 show. My name is Bryson, and I don't have a fucking intro, so let's get right into it. All right, so today's topic, that's the intro. But I realize now, as awesome as that would be, to have that as my intro, there are some things that I want to cover in the show before the show starts. But then again, I could always cover that later in the show. I just want to make sure that it's heard, but I guess we'll figure it out. But that's always been a vision of mine, to have an intro that was not an intro. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Bryson. I don't have a fucking intro. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Bryson, and I don't have an intro. And that's my intro. So, yeah, man. Just brainstorming and shit. I've always thought about that. I just hate when people take way too fucking long to get into the bread and butter of the show. But then again, certain podcasts I listen to, that's part of the podcast that I enjoy. Before they get into the bread and butter, the steak and potatoes of the podcast, they kind of bullshit, talk about some irrelevant topics to the actual header of the podcast or whatever, and it's pretty entertaining. So if I can combine an entertaining, matter of fact, yeah, I want to combine that entertainment with the value and the takeaways and shit for the show. But anyway, going off of that, after episode 100, I want to start bringing people on and do different things. And I don't have a network. I don't know anybody. I know a few people that I could bring on that would provide a shit ton of value, but not something on a consistent basis. I don't want to co-host. I would have to network around, find somebody with common interests and somebody who shares a similar mentality as me. Someone who can listen to episode 17 and say, yeah, I completely relate. Let's team up here. So, if you listen to episode 17 and you can relate to the struggle of the massive ambition that you might have around lesser ambition-minded people, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it is a frustration, then hit me up and we'll figure something out. But as of right now, no co-host, nothing like that. I'm like I said, it's episode 19. We got 81 more to go before I even consider anything like that. But a few ideas I had, and I'm going to share them real quick because it might be cool if they actually happen later on. But a few ideas I had for the show is having every 7th... Okay, 7 in my brain is Thursday, and Thursday in my brain is November. And November is a time for gratitude, which is Thanksgiving. I don't know if I said Thanksgiving or Thursday, but what I meant to say was 7 is Thursday. Thursday is November. November is Thanksgiving. So therefore, 7 is gratitude. So that's how it is in my brain. If anybody else can relate, that's just, I don't know why, but that's just how it is in my brain. And so whatever. So with every 7th episode, I thought about doing a thing or a show where I just bring on people close to me, friends, family, or maybe even people not close to me at all, just business partners, whatever, who knows where I'll be. And the show is literally us. So so I'm going to tell you why I'm thinking this and then explain why I think it'd be cool. So we would come to the show with some things that we're grateful for, but the things that we're grateful for aren't just, I'm grateful for the street, keeps me out of the sun. It's pretty cool. Nothing like that. It would be, I'm grateful for so-and-so who shaped me and did this for me because he's a great guy, blah, 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 and I wouldn't be here without him, so shout out, blah, blah, blah. Also, he makes a great product. That's awesome. Or a funny thing like, dude, I'm just so fucking grateful for hats. Holy shit, I was driving the other, just kind of upbeat, kind of deeper at the same time. And the reason why I think that would actually be fun is because I've been doing the 10 things that I'm grateful for as part of my power list, the 3 additional tasks for phase 1 of the Live Hard program. And it's literally reprogrammed my entire brain on how I think and see things because I'm always looking for things that I can verbally be sincerely grateful for. So I'm sitting in my car right now, and of course I'm grateful for the car and being out of the rain because it's raining right now, but I don't feel that in my heart right now to be like, yeah, I am so grateful for this car. But the more I talk about it, actually, I am very thankful because I wouldn't be able to record the show. But so it's 10 things that I'm grateful for. 3 of the things that I write down are things that haven't happened yet that will happen in the future. So it's a form of manifestation, if you want to think of it that way. And then the other 7 are things that I'm grateful for now, in my life now. So something that I'm grateful for now is this car and it keeping me out of the rain and shit. And then something I'm grateful for in the future is my awesome-ass podcast studio that has my logo in the back. It's got the lights. It's got room for guests. It's got couches and awesome lights. It's got everything that I need to record a high-quality, professional-grade podcast and have it be recognized by people all over the globe. That's what I'm grateful for because I worked my ass off to get there and I made it. So I'm very grateful to have this podcast studio. So that's what we would talk about. So maybe they bring 2 things from the future, 3 things from now. We'll talk about it, discuss. But the purpose of that whole idea is to hammer home how important it is to show that gratitude and have the gratitude. I always used to think that shit was so corny, you know. You gotta write your gratitudes, you gotta do your gratefuls. And a lot of it is just buzzwords and how people overuse certain words and give those certain words certain associations to certain things, you know. And maybe that's just what it is. Maybe I'll just have to call it my own thing. But it is so refreshing and so mentally, I don't know what the word is, just cleansing to focus on the good and focus on the positive of life and to be able to share that with somebody else and then hear what they're grateful for too. Because I might come to the show grateful for, so I might come to the show with 5 heavy hitters, you know, like I'm grateful for the horrible experience I had when I was a child, you know, and then another person might come to the show with dude, I'm grateful for lines on the road, man. Can't see the goddamn lane, you know, something like that. And I think it would be a good balance depending on what was brought to the show, and I think it would be a great eye opener to listeners, and I think it'd be really cool to share those types of things. And it'd be so despite someone bringing some heavy shit to the show to share, it would also be an entertaining one because, you know, there's no script, there's nothing we're following, there's no agenda. We're just talking about what we're grateful for. That's a beautiful fucking thing, dude. That's a beautiful fucking thing. And I guess the purpose there would be to inspire others to also share what they're grateful for every 7th episode, right? So if this is going on YouTube, I don't know. Or if this is going on, I don't know, man. If someone could just share the show on every 7th episode and then share 5 things that they're grateful for, whatever it is, and then spread that positivity, dude. And I don't give a fuck if that's corny. That's awesome, dude, because it's reprogrammed the way I think and approach, literally just thinking about life and how I'm navigating through life. As I sit on lunch break and a break at work and I'm sitting there when there's some downtime, which is all day, I think of things that I'm grateful for so that I can write them down because it's part of my power list. So I have to get that done for the day or else I fail. And having that kind of accountability it forces me to think almost all day of things that I really am grateful for. And I don't remember the last time I actually gave a solid, bitchy, complaint, gossipy bullshit to anybody. I'm not sure the last time I said, wow, this fucking blows, huh? They didn't make these knives sharper. This sucks ass. I could do it better. I don't remember the last time I said that. I really don't know. I'm excluding episode 17 because I was venting, okay? Fuck. Even then I wasn't complaining. I was just venting my frustrations with myself, so. Yeah, man. Appreciate my whole thought process and how I approach it. So that's an idea that I had for the show. That's one of the main ones I was thinking about. Another one that I had was I'm a huge Laker fan. I have been a Kobe Bryant fan my whole life. He was pretty much my childhood role model, you know, my hero. So when he passed away, I cried like a baby, for real. And, you know, rip Mamba. But every 8th episode, because 8 Kobe, right? That would be some kind of episode dedicated to hustle and discipline and getting that shit done and working hard, extra hard. Not extra hard. The episode would be exclusively focused on that. It'd be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more in your face, because Kobe, Mamba mentality, number 8. And then every 24th episode, so it would be episode 124, episode 224, episode 334, that would be, or 324, that would be another Kobe show or something, we'll call it. I don't know. Something like that. I don't know. Just the pattern is what I'm getting at, I guess. And then on episode 824, that would be the Kobe show, right? So that'd be the double down, all in, work fucking hard, an 8-hour podcast show. You know what I mean? Something huge. So those are just some ideas, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And we have bad news. I have to piss really bad, and I am parked on the side of the road here, and I'm 30 minutes away from home. So this is awesome. So I'm recording a podcast here with a bladder full of piss, and I just want to let you guys know that. So anyway, that's one of the things I wanted to share with you guys. So what I'm going to talk about today is something that I recently came across on social media, maybe a month ago, and I can't remember who I saw it from. I want to say it was Luke Belmar. I don't know if it was him or not. I tried to Google it and I couldn't find if it was him, but I came across this thing. It's called the red car theory, and by the time everybody starts listening to this, maybe it's a little bit more popular and people know about it or have heard about it. But red car theory, it just states that opportunity is all around us. We just have to keep an open eye for it and seek it out. Here's the analogy that the person on the reel provided. So they said they're talking to somebody. So I'm just gonna be that guy talking to you guys. They said, "Hey, if I gave you $1,000 for every red car that you saw on your way here to the podcast studio, but you had to give me an exact number, and let's say that we here in the studio, we know that exact number, but if you're off by one, then you don't get the money. But if you're spot on and you do know, we'll pay you $1,000 for every red car that you saw. Could you do it?" And the person says, "No, I can't. I wasn't paying attention." And then I think they talk about some shit for a little bit, and then the guy says, "Okay, well," and then he explains that opportunities all around us. Red cars are the opportunity. We just got to be open eyes and seeking them out. And then he says, "Okay, well, can we do the same thing? But now that you're aware, $1,000 for every red car that you see on your way home. If you get the number right, we'll give you all that money." The person says yes, and that's pretty much where it ends. But that analogy just proves right there that red cars are everywhere, but you never really pay attention because who gives a fuck about a red car? And if you drive a red car, that's pretty funny. You're probably laughing, but yeah. And so I told my buddy Jaden this. We were at work together one day, and we're driving around, and I told him this exact thing. I said, "Hey, man, you heard the red car theory?" And he said, "No," and so I explained it to him. And up until that point in the day, or I don't know, we'll say it was 1 o'clock, 1 p.m., we were just driving. So we're out on the road all day working FedEx, and there's loads of cars, right, everywhere. I'm on the road, so that's where cars are, very obviously. And so told me an analogy, and then all of a sudden, like clockwork, red car, red car, red car, look at that, red car. It was just crazy. We probably saw 30 red cars in that hour, right? And I said, "Dude, that's fucking crazy, because that's proof right there that red cars are all around us, opportunities all around us, but we just don't even recognize it as opportunity because we're not looking for the red car or the opportunity. We just don't see it as that, And so it just got me thinking, and that's why I wanted to share that here, because there's a lot of opportunity around us that's just disguised as something else, and not always will it be a red fucking car, There's another quote. I love quotes, dude. There's a quote, and it says, opportunity, let's see, opportunity is disguised as, quote. Where is it, Thomas? Opportunity is missed. Okay. Yep. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. So that's just saying that the opportunities in life that we have all around us, that we see them, but they're disguised as hard work. So we don't want to take advantage of them. And I think a lot of people associate opportunity with almost luck and almost a by chance. And so, like, they think of for example, for me, I would always think of opportunity as someone sending me a message on Instagram saying, hey, I got this really cool idea. You'd be great for it. Let's do it. So, I mean, that is opportunity for sure, but it's more luck, that comes out of the blue that, it's not, you had no prior knowledge of this whatsoever. It literally came to you. So I've always associated that with opportunity more so as luck, and that's just kind of how it is. So I don't know if anybody else has thought about it that way or seen it that way, but that's how I've saw it. So how I've seen it. So opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. And for me, I'm going to speak on my behalf here. That's absolutely 1,000% true. There's been a lot of things in my life that I've passed up just because I thought it would be a lot of work and something that I didn't have qualifications for or was prepared for. And then other times I did the opposite, actually. I went full-blown all the way in, and I wasn't prepared, kind of like this podcast, And here I am, episode 19, and I think it is quite the opportunity. We can literally click record on our phones, talk to it, upload it, have other people listen to it, and be inspired. Now, literally right now, you can press record on your phone right now, start talking to it, and then 5 minutes be done, click upload, and it's literally public for everybody on planet Earth who has a Spotify subscription to hear. So, opportunities all around us. It's just disguised as hard work, I guess. So, red cars are disguised all around us, but they're just a fucking car, so we don't pay any mind. And another thing that I was thinking about is how often do we actually see a red car, an actual red car, and I'm not being metaphorical here. How often do we see a red car, but we don't even really give a fuck that it's a car, or that it's red, or that it's a vehicle at all. Okay, cool car, nice. I'm moving on with my day. Oh, that's a nice mailbox there. Cool fence, nice mailbox, or whatever. So how often do we see an actual red car and just not even register, and we even give a fuck that it is a red car? So, and then can compare that to life. How often do we see an opportunity, register that it is an opportunity, see that it is an opportunity, but we just don't. Okay, it's like, cool, yeah, I can go over here and talk to so-and-so, I'll make a couple $1,000. Nice, all right, cool. Well, I'm going to go get some ice cream, and I don't know. I just gets me thinking about a lot of shit. See, normally I would have cut that out, that cough, but it's rule number 5 or 6. Rule number 6, yeah, no cuts or edits unless I got to take a fat shit. And I actually got to take a fat piss. I don't want to cut the show early, bro. I'm feeling good with this one, but I got to piss, dude. I'm nowhere near a bathroom either. Oh, man. I'm so grateful for this fucking awesome podcast studio that I have that has a bathroom right there, dude. Man. All right, whatever. Yeah, so opportunities all around us, we just got to look for it. And oftentimes it's disguised as hard work. So other than having your eyes peeled, I guess the only other necessary ingredient for realizing all these opportunities is just having that awareness to know that what you're looking at is actually an opportunity. So if we're not looking at them, we don't recognize them or care about the details of the opportunity we're looking at, then we can't actively be seeking these things out because we might look directly at the car or the opportunity and just that, we'll just see a car. We don't see anything past the face value of what it is. And I think it's also interesting that when there's a $1,000 reward in that analogy for every car that you can spot in your car ride, you just become so hyper aware of every car in sight and what the color of the paint of the car or whatever is. Like, you just might even keep a tally of cars that are some shade of magenta or even a darker pink and wonder if it counts, because you want to be dead sure, you want to be 1,000% sure that what you're seeing is actually a red car, because you're getting $1,000 for that car, and if you're only one off, you're not getting the money. And obviously this analogy focuses on the precision of the amount of, but that's a little bit different than real life. The amount of opportunity doesn't necessarily matter. It's about taking advantage of the opportunity, and that's where the analogy has fault, I guess. I kind of just put that in there, but whatever. And so my mic is falling. Hold on. Shit. And so, yeah, it's funny that we put $1,000 bounty, if you will, on the opportunity, and then we start hyper-focusing on everything. So makes me wonder if that were real life, if there was an opportunity. Let's say that I don't know. Let's just say I'm driving down the road and I see a guy that has a flat tire. I hop out to help him fix it. That's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for multiple things, really. It's an opportunity to meet somebody, get to know them, associate with them, network. It's an opportunity to help somebody. It's an opportunity to exercise you doing a good thing for somebody else, providing them an act of kindness. And what if it just so happens to be the owner of a local business that's looking for a photographer and you do photography? You're in, dude, because you stopped and you helped that man who owns this photography company or business or whatever. He was looking for a photographer for a company. You're in. You start talking, hey, so I see that you got a lot of tripods back here. You do photography. And the guy's, oh, yeah, and then boom, you're in. And there's no question about whether you're in or not because you just stopped you went way out of your way. You stopped, got out of the car, helped this guy with his tire. And now, because you did this great good deed for this man, it shows a lot about your character and everything like that. You get talking about photography. He says, hey, I've got an opening. I'd love to have you. Blah, blah, blah. Right? Now, what are the odds of that happening? I don't know. But you'll never know because you don't see it as opportunity. You don't see it as a way or an avenue for you to take to get to the next part of your life, whatever that may be. And I guess it's kind of impractical, but you really just never know. I mean, you do hear stories here and there about whatever happening, and it turns out to be, for example, a guy makes a wrong turn at a stoplight, whatever, has to flip a U-turn. In the middle of it, he fender benders another car, and that car has a woman's driving it. It just so happens that that guy and that girl, it was fine. They laugh it off. Girl's car is ruined or whatever. I don't know. And they just hit it off, and then they get married, and they have 5 kids, and whatever. And that's a whole other thing, actually. So I'm getting sidetracked here, but I don't know, man. It's crazy to think about. Crazy to think about all the opportunities and everything we got going on around us, but we just don't even see them as that. I don't know. So if you're listening to this in your car, or in your room, or something like that, look around your room and look at all the yellow shit. I bet you didn't realize how much yellow shit you have around you. So take a look around your room. I bet there's a lot of yellow things. Maybe a shirt, maybe I don't know, whatever it is. There's some yellow going on. And if there's not, there is, for sure. And now that you're done looking at the yellow, you probably missed all the pink, or the red, or the blue. Pick a color. You probably missed all that because you were so hyper-focused on the yellow, is what I said first. So meanwhile, you're looking for the yellow. There's actually a shit ton of blue, or whatever color. And when you do this exercise go walk up to somebody in your family or something and say, look for a color in the room, and they look around, they say this, and then you say, okay, well, did you see anything green without looking? And then they're going to say, I don't know, And that's a parallel, right? We're so focused on looking for something else that we're just completely blind to the other thing. And I just think that's so interesting, So I guess it just presents itself in many forms. So in the context of the red car theory, it's obviously cars, but what about in the real world? Like I just said, what other opportunities are around us that we just don't see? I think it's disguises everything, So disguises hard work. So it makes me think about the ice bath that I'm doing. It's an opportunity to practice discipline and practice willpower and just building that confidence. Because if I can get into this 38-degree ice bath, which is what it's at now, so I did that yesterday. Holy fuck, that's cold. So that's where I'm at. I made that commitment. So I set it at 39. So I think 39.9 is the highest it'll go before it kicks on and drops back down to 38.1, something like that. And if you can hear a lot of noise right now, it's because I'm shaking my legs because I have to fucking piss really badly. So here, this is going to be an interesting end to the show here. I'm actually going to drive over to my shop and I'm going to go piss, but we're going to keep the show rolling here because it's my show and I can do whatever the fuck I want. All right? So laptop's in the passenger side. All right, guys, there has been a little bit of a problem there. I guess it stopped recording when I turned my car on. So the show cut, actually. and you didn't hear me driving to the bathroom. And I realized that as I pulled up to the place, so it is what it is. Only missed about 3 minutes worth of show there. But I'll just go ahead and finish it off right now. So I am driving right now, but I'm just going to keep it the same as it would have been had it still been recording. So all I was saying was, matter of fact, now that's a show, guys. I'm sorry. That's just how it went, I guess. There goes the mic again. For fuck's sakes, dude. I need to get a studio. Oh, now it's beeping again. So you missed that in the first part. My laptop's in the passenger side, so it thinks that there's somebody there. And clearly there's not. It's a laptop. So it's beeping. But all I was saying was opportunities around us. And there's certain things at face value that seem like just whatever the fuck they are. But if you dig a little bit deeper, it's actually more than that. And I gave the example of an ice bath, which was, at face value, it's just an ice bath. It's just cold water. Who gives a fuck? But if you dig a little deeper than that, you'll find that there's a lot of discipline that can come from it, willpower, all that stuff, building the confidence, forcing yourself to do hard shit, forcing yourself to battle your bitch voice while you're in the cold. Alright, I don't know what the fuck is going on with my laptop right now, but it keeps stopping recording. So, I apologize for the shitty outro here. It's very unprofessional, but I said everything I needed to say, so it is what it is. This is what I get for recording in my car and having to take a fat fucking piss mid-show. So, try to work on that, make sure that doesn't happen again. But anyway, guys, this is actually the show. This is actually the end. So, when it stops, that's the end of the show. So, opportunity is all around us, guys. We just have to be able to see that and have our eyes peeled and recognize it and take advantage of it when it's there. So right now, if you're driving or if you're doing something, just look around at all the red cars. They're all around us. And you probably didn't see one at all up until I said that in the show. So anyway, that's the show. I will talk to you guys later, and we'll see you on episode 20.